There's a range of opinions as to whether ghosts really exist or not, and even in the face of undeniable evidence, some people simply won't believe. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to get that proof, but some people have come incredibly close. While ghosts of all ages can appear, often they'll be of youngsters, playfully exploring or haunting their former homes. In this video, we'll be looking at 5 real child ghosts that have been caught at night. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Hospital in Argentina. Hospitals can be creepy enough places at the best of times, but for one institution in Argentina, staff and patients kept complaining of seeing or sensing an unusual force roaming the corridor. It's a place steeped in history and has been on the site for some time. This meant staff were on alert for strange happenings, and one night, a nurse managed to capture footage of what she believed was a child ghost. A small, portable bed had been left out in the corridor overnight, and the nurse was tending to her duties. As with other nights, patients started feeling uneasy with an unexplainable energy in the air. The corridor where the bed is, in the Cordoba Children's Hospital, is rarely used and connects to wards that used to be used to treat children. The nurse spotted something near the bed and immediately got out her phone to get this spooky film. Tucked in behind the bed, almost as if it was nervous and shy, a ghostly figure can be seen peeking around the sheets that are draped over the cot. The ghost moves about for a moment, and then seems to vanish. The nurse who caught the video was freaked out by the encounter and refused to return to this particular corridor for weeks after the event. There had long been suggestions that ghosts were present in the hospital, and the suggestion was put forward that the specter in question was of a small child who had previously been treated in room 500 but sadly died. In total, there were more than 10 different sightings of a ghost in the week that this one was witnessed, and countless descriptions of unusual experiences and encounters. Because ghosts tend to stay around the area where the person died, it would make sense that a hospital would have a higher incidence of encounters with paranormal phenomenon than anywhere else. Since this incident, staff at the hospital have kept a keen eye out for any more appearances, and next time you're in a hospital, so should you. You never know when an apparition might show up. Number 4. Black-Eyed Kid. In 2017, a video was uploaded to the web that purported to show an ominous figure that became known as the Black-Eyed Kid ghost. It was recorded by a ghost hunter who believed there was paranormal activity taking place at his home, and so attempted to lure the specter into the open so he could record some footage of her. In the video, he can be seen shouting out, "Whoever or whatever that is, it stood over there for an hour before disappearing." He then looks back over what he had recorded and couldn't believe what he had gotten on camera. This was as he was reviewing evidence that had been captured by a motion camera connected to his laptop that he had left on the porch of his home over the previous evenings. It's difficult to catch apparitions on film, often because they only appear for a brief amount of time before leaving again, and it takes quick reactions to get your camera out. Using motion detecting equipment is the best way to ensure that they're caught whenever they choose to visit. But of course, you need to make sure it's facing the most likely location where they like to show up. This time, everything was in the perfect position, and he just had to wait. The edited footage begins with the ghost peering through his window. She looks human but is fading in and out of existence, perhaps struggling to keep herself on our plane of reality. She's clearly observing something. Maybe it used to be her home, or there's something in there that means a lot to her. It's the apparition of a child, or maybe a teenager, and it must be pointed out here that there's no similar looking person who lives in the home of the investigator, nor is she recognizable to anyone else that lives in the neighborhood, something that was confirmed in later days as he went to ask around. The man was also so concerned by what he found that he reported the incident to the police, although they found no evidence of anyone having been in the spot where the ghost was recorded. Number 3. Ghost Girl on Mountain Trail. This next sighting was another captured by a motion detection camera, this time in Cambridge, New York. The landowners wanted to find out if there were animals in the woods for them to go and hunt, so they set up a series of cameras to also ensure that these were regular routes for locals, because this would make hunting impossible. What they found, though, was a creepy image of someone that was thought to have roamed the area many years ago. Known as the Ghost Girl, this apparition is clear to see. She's a young girl, seemingly playing in the woods, and seems almost human were it not for the transparency in her legs and arms. The landowners at first assumed she was a local child, so they consulted everyone in the area about whether they recognized the